What's up, Zachary High? I'm Kaylee Roth.
And I'm Jaden Bessick.
This week, so many things have been happening with sports.
It sure has. The Broncos have been tearing up all the competition in every sport. On this topic, here's Kelvin with Behind the Line.
I'm Kelvin, and you're watching Behind the Line.
Our girls basketball team competed against Central on February 10th and won with a score of 69-34, led by senior Bria Raymond with 14 points and senior Alyssa Odell with 12 points. This game marked the end of their regular season, and they finished with a record of 24-5, and they are 3-2 in district. Before the game, the team celebrated the seniors that will soon be leaving to pursue their futures. Let's recognize Natalie Carpenter, Samantha Hamilton, Alyssa Odell, Bria Raymond, and Taylor Thomas for a great year. On February 10th, our boys basketball team defeated Central with a score of 63-43. After a good win, they traveled to Lafayette to play in the Cajun Classic and won with a score of 61-56. Their most valuable player was number 10 Xavier Ferguson. You did that, bro, no cap. And starting with a strong lead, they beat Liberty with a score of 66-48, led by junior Kyrie Hayes with 20 points, junior BJ Brooks with 18 points, and sophomore Xavier Ferguson with 14 points on February 15th. This weekend, our Bronco wrestlers competed in the 2023 state championship. After multiple practices and conditioning, here are the results. Senior Chase Rose seeded third at 145, placed third. Junior Sergio Houston was seeded fourth at 160 and placed fourth. And senior Ethan White was seeded fourth at 138 and placed sixth. And congratulations to freshman Addison Mayers and senior Michaela Holiday for finishing up as state champions. Now that their season has ended, if you are a current freshman interested in joining wrestling, please email Coach Pierre to discuss becoming a Bronco wrestler. Coming up this week, on February 17th, is senior night in the Havoc House. Boys basketball will play Catholic High and honor seniors Keeman Beach, Brandon Hardy, and videographer J. Marquise Elmore. Let's pack the house. On February 18th, the girls powerlifting team will be lifting at Woodlawn High. Side note, Jane Jackson competed on last weekend, but her results will not be released until the end of Saturday's meet. Also on February 18th, the track team will compete in the indoor LA state drill and rifle TM meet. Next, because the girls basketball team is ranked 4th, they have received a bye week this week and automatically advanced to the second round. They will have a home game Monday, February 20th.
I'm Kelvin, and you just watched Behind the Line. Back to you, Kaylee and Jaden.
Hey Jaden, did you catch the Super Bowl last night?
I sure did. When Rihanna came off at halftime, I'm not gonna lie, I almost cried.
Jeez, Jay, it's not that serious.
It's not that serious. This is Rihanna we're talking about. You know what? You won't understand.
Well, okay. Anyways, this weekend was definitely full of a lot of fun things.
With more info on this and many other things, here's Camry and McKaylin with this week's Globe Chart.
What's up, Zachary High? I'm McKaylin Washington.
And I'm Camry Houston, and this is Globe Chart, where we travel around the world and explore news. This week's Globe Chart brings us to the earthquakes in the Middle East in the countries of Turkey and Syria. On February 6th, an earthquake hit these unfortunate countries. This natural disaster has claimed the lives of many people. Both countries are currently in a state of emergency, and rescue teams have been sent to look for victims. As of Friday, February 10th, the death toll is at 22,765, and thousands of people are being found under rubble from buildings, and many have not been found. The deadly quake hit with a 7.8 magnitude. In a Syrian town that was hit hard by the catastrophic earthquake, dozens of survivors are taking shelter in large tents built by a local NGO, and rescue teams continue to rescue and look for missing people.
Following the earthquakes in the Middle East, it is unknown if Ghana international soccer player Christian Azu is still missing after the earthquake in Turkey. Later, the Ghanaian Football Association had tweeted that Azu had been successfully rescued from the rubble of the collapsed building and is receiving treatment. However, on Thursday, Nana Shashir, his agent, tweeted that Azu was yet to be found, and he would have no further updates unless he saw Azu or spoke with him. This followed an earlier tweet that Shashir was doing everything he could to locate Azu. It is unclear whether Azu was located or not. Does the search for Azu still continue?
Next, we have two round news stories for you this week. For the first round news story, let's go to China. Recently, a chimpanzee has gone viral for throwing a water bottle at a zoogoer at the Changsha Ecological Zoo in southern China. The tourist threw a plastic water bottle into the animal's enclosure, which caused the chimp named Diyu Naching to retaliate and throw the water bottle back into the crowd, causing a female tourist's eyebrow to bleed and her phone screen to crack. Let's take a look. This chimpanzee is known for throwing stones, mud, and other objects at visitors regularly. The zoo told local media they are investigating the case and could not comment on what happened.
For the next viral news, on Sunday, February 12th, the 57th Super Bowl took place at the State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. The game was between the Kansas City Chiefs and Philadelphia Eagles. During the first half of the game, Patrick Mahomes, the Kansas City Chiefs quarterback, injured his ankle, but during the second half, he returned to the game. The Kansas City Chiefs defeated the Philadelphia Eagles with a score of 38-35. For the halftime show, singer-songwriter Rihanna performed many of her greatest hits. This performance has been long awaited since she hasn't performed live in many years. Let's take a look.
The National Football League welcomes you to the Apple Music Super Bowl 57 halftime show.
After her outstanding performance, many began to speculate that she was pregnant. It was then confirmed by her representatives that she was pregnant with her second child.
Well, that's all for this week's Globetrot. See you next week to explore more news around the world.
Hi, I'm Caitlin Ducote, and I am the EF group leader at the school as well as an EF local ambassador, and I want to tell you a little bit about the tour that we have planned for summer 2025. Which is going to be to Japan. This is going to be our first time traveling to Japan, although it's not our first time in Asia since we traveled to China in 2018, which was a really, really great trip. We do a tour every summer to a different location. A lot of times it is to places in Europe. So for instance, this summer and next summer will both be tours in Europe. But Japan is going to be extra fun because it's on the other side of the world and it's going to be a completely different cultural experience. So we're going to be in cities and in the countryside. So we'll go from Tokyo to Kyoto and also get to explore smaller, more rural cities like Nara and Osaka as well. You can come to the meeting on February 27th and learn a little bit more about what the trip is going to be like, how to sign up, and how much it will cost. This is going to be a really great opportunity to make friends with students from our school, possibly also from other schools around the country. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact me or show up at the informational meeting.
You know, Kaylee, have you ever thought about how many black inventors there are that do not get the recognition that they deserve?
Yeah, there's so many African Americans who have created things that we use every day that we barely acknowledge.
With some exciting facts and information, here's Zora to highlight our amazing Black inventors.
Stop, go, and slow down. I'm Zora with WZHS, and I'm going to tell you something you probably didn't know. Those three lights have changed our lives and made the road safer. You can thank Garrett Morgan for making the three-signal traffic light in 1923. African Americans made a lot of everyday things that you probably don't know about. Here's a few. When you think of the light bulb, you think of Thomas Edison. What you might not know was that the light bulb was stolen from a black man named Louis Latimer. Louis was the one who made the long-lasting filament inside of the light bulb. With that development, Thomas Edison took the long-lasting filament and made the light bulb. At the end of the day, Louis Latimer is the one who kick-started the light bulb. Potato chips are an American snack that was made in 1983 by a man named George Crumb. When a picky eater resent their plate of fries back because they were too thick, Crumb decided to get some revenge by cutting the potatoes into thin slices, frying them into a crisp, and covering them in salt. To his surprise, the men loved it and potato chips were made. Now, what is one thing that everyone has in their pocket? A cell phone. Well, not that cell phone, this cell phone. Dr. Henry P. Sampson was the guy who created the first cell phone back in 1971. This is possible by using radio waves to transmit and receive audio signals. Because of his work, we can now communicate with each other from far places. Now we have the cell phones we use every day. The light bulb, potato chips, and cell phones are not the only thing African Americans made. Black people also made the mailbox in 1891 by Philip P. Downing, the Super Soaker in 1982 by Lewis Johnson, soap, hair oil, washing powder, clothes dye, and a lot of other things by George Washington Carver using peanuts. The lawnmower in 1899 by John Albert Burr. The portable pencil sharpener in 1897 by John L. Love. The ice cream in 1937 by Augustus Jackson. These things changed our lives and helped us for the better. So the next time you stop at a traffic light, get your mail, or even cool yourself down with some ice cream, think about the Black inventor's amazing mind. Happy Black History Month, and see you next week on WZHS.
Well, Broncos, here's the end to another exciting week.
It really was exciting. Well, everybody, I hope y'all have a safe and fun Mardi Gras break.
And we will see you all on next week on WZHS.